So this season, I've had the opportunity to use some gear and try some other things that maybe I wouldn't have used before had I not been guiding as much as I decided to guide this year. And I want to relay some of that experience, or the benefit of that experience, to all of you in hopes that maybe you can find something useful from, you know, how I've done things or what I've done. So in terms of like the product review side of things, I wanted to kind of call your attention to the WAV rod holder from Austin Wiggerman. I kind of got turned on to this from the Muskies on Tap podcast, and he was talking about how he was making this rod holder, and I went on and kind of went online and checked it out, and I was like, man, there's probably a really good application for that on my boat to just kind of clear out some space and kind of just organize things in a way that is far less chaotic and will prevent, you know, clientele, myself, family members from tripping over whatever happens to be in the boat. So if I can get clutter out of the way or extra rods off of the deck, or at least somewhat organized, and more or less control the chaos as best I can, I thought that this would be a good way to do it. Now, Austin has no idea that I'm actually filming this video, and has, you know, other than just sending me the WAV, which I grabbed for the purpose of just making my life easier. So hopefully he appreciates the information that I'm shooting out here. I wouldn't be making it if I didn't find this thing useful and like extremely effective. It holds the rods really well. Even it holds them so well that they don't come out of it even when you're getting completely swamped by wake boats that technically shouldn't be doing the wake boat thing on the body of water that you're on. Because I guess if you have a big enough boat and weigh it down enough, breaking the law doesn't matter to you. Anyway, I digress. But my point being is that these things do an excellent job of keeping your rods together. The foam on the inside is great too. I don't know how much, the camera's got it. But it does a really good job of not like, it does a really good job of protecting your rod, and then like because of the size, it doesn't really allow the rod to slide in and out of it very easily, as well as the foam kind of protecting it from doing that too. And the thing itself is really solid. So where mine sits on my boat is it kind of rests on the gunnel of the boat, and then it shoots the rods out past the console. So then that way it's just clearing that space for me, and then I can have the net in front of it, and then as I'm fishing off the port side of the boat, I don't have to worry about anyone stepping on a rod. I don't have to worry about anyone stepping on a lure that is on an extra rod. Everything is organized and taken care of. So I can just show you here quickly. I grabbed my shortest rod, being my glide rod, how it kind of fits in there, just because I think that will be useful. Because there's a couple things that I learned about this, which it just is what it is. So definitely, you know, obviously it fits in there real well, as part of the normal thing, just the normal length of the rod. Since I have mostly telescopic rods, something that I did notice that you want to be careful of if you're running telescopic rods is it doesn't as easily fit on the telescoping portion. This one does a little bit because, again, it's the shorter, smaller rod. This is like the 2020 Tactical Strike, I think. So it fits in there okay, and it's not like, how do I want to say it? Like when I was running on plane, it was not a big deal to have those things resting in there. It would hold it fine, but it's just not as secure as when it's obviously slid into the slot itself. So I also didn't do a ton of like trailering the boat with the rods in the rod holder itself. I'm sure that it would be more than secure enough to do that with if you so chose, but I just didn't do that a ton, especially because the way that I have it to clear space, it shoots them off the side of my boat, which is another thing that you have to be very careful of with this that I was not thinking about, because if you're used to just driving your boat without the rods hanging off the side of the boat, be careful of signs, like no parking signs, or you know, no rigging lane signs, for example, because if your rods are still hanging off the side of your boat and you're driving up to them, you can very easily hit those signs with your rods. I came very close a couple of times before I was used to this being a functional thing on my boat, but that is not the wave's fault. That's my fault. But overall, I just wanted to film kind of a product review, I guess, of the Wave, having used it a bunch this season, and just give it a glowing review, because it has made my life more organized and my life easier. I would highly recommend it if you're short on space or needing a better way to organize your rods, even if it's not all just musky rods. It's a great way. It would be a great way to organize trolling stuff too before you're putting them all out. So yeah, I think it's a great tool to add to your arsenal. Just don't be fooled because the pieces don't come with it. For the rigging system, you gotta just buy those on Amazon, and you can kind of tailor it to whatever your application is. That is the one advantage of them not selling the ram mounts on the website itself. So I just got the ram mounts that I thought would work best for my application, and they did great. So basically I just mounted one to a rod holder, like a clamp one to a rod holder, and then this goes into the clamp, and then it rests on my gunnel and just helps things be more organized. So it's a cool product. I would highly recommend it. Thank you, Austin, for making my life more organized and easier. You definitely are filling a niche that needs filled within, you know, the fishing community, really. But that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you all tuning in. I hope that your guys' fishing season, musky season, is going phenomenally well. There have been some big fish falling. I'm looking forward to getting back on the water here this weekend. But with all that being said, I really appreciate all the support of all of you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.